You often tell us to exercise our brain, and also you suggest to merely listen without acting upon what we listen. These two statements appear contradictory. Kindly explain. You often tell us to exercise our brain. That's better. Also, you suggest to merely listen without acting on what we have listened to. These two statements appear contradictory. Kindly explain. You often tell us to exercise our brain. We are exercising our brain most of the time. When you are earning money, when you go, you are exercising all the time. But when we listen to somebody who's saying something totally different from what you think, what you are used to, we hardly listen to a statement made by another, which may not be the usual statement. So when the speaker suggested use your brain, use the entire brain, not just part of it. You understand? And also to listen. He has suggested that we should listen. And he explained what it means to listen. There is not only the hearing with the ear, but also there is a hearing behind the ear. You understand what I mean? You listen to a word, the smog in this town is appalling. Sorry. As we said, sorry. As we said, listening is an art. Art also means to put everything in its right place. And to listen requires attention, requires a sense of care, a sense of receiving or listening to something that may have a meaning or may not have a meaning. It may be a false statement, and to see, to hear in that false statement the truth of that false statement. You following on this? Hearing implies a great deal of sensitivity. Not just hearing, translating according to what your own pleasure or displeasure, or according to what already you know, but to listen as though you are listening for the first time to something that is being said. That is the art. Like any other art, it requires a great deal of the capacity to listen. Right? To listen to a wife, to a husband, to a friend, to listen to your children, or to a bird, and so and so on. So that one becomes extraordinarily sensitive. That is the art of listening. And he says the question is contradictory. That is the hearing and the activity of the brain, isn't it? Is hearing something different from the activity of the brain? Are you interested in this question? Or shall we skip it? Have we noticed how our brain works? Our brain, not according to scientists, biologists and so on, but have you ever observed your own brain working? Have you? Why it thinks certain things? Why there is always the repetition of a problem? Why it is prejudiced? Why it holds on to a belief, to an idea, and so on? Have you ever watched it in operation? Not you watching it, but as it arises, looking at it. I wonder if you follow all this. Have you ever tried all this? No, you haven't. So let us now, if I may most respectfully suggest, when you are listening to the speaker, or you're listening as though for the first time, he uses the English words, and apparently you and the speaker understand English. Now, when you listen to a word, the word has a sound, right? And the sound is transmitted to the brain. And the brain then translates the meaning of that word and the significance of that word and the comprehension of that word. Right? Right, sir? So, are you listening now as though for the first time? Or you already have heard the speaker talk about many of these things. You probably have read or heard the tapes and so on. Can you put all that aside and listen as though for the first time what is being said? Or look at the sunrise or the sunset for the first time when you look at the sea, so that the brain doesn't get used to things. You understand what I'm saying, sir? The brain doesn't get accustomed to to the sunset, to the sunrise, to your wife, to your husband, and all the rest of it. So that everything is new, fresh. That is the art of listening, the art of seeing something as though you are looking at it for the first time, which means memory is withheld. This is a discipline, not the discipline of obedience, but the discipline to learn how to look, how to listen. The word discipline means, etymologically, a disciple who is learning, not from his master or from his guru or from the one who knows, but one who is learning. That means as though he did not know anything before, but he is now learning. That is the meaning of that word discipline, coming from the word disciple. Now if we are learning all the time, then you become the guru and the disciple at the same time. You follow all this? Oh no. Are you, if I may ask most, are you learning from the speaker? Are you really learning? Don't bother who said it, sir. If you are learning, and what does that word mean, learning? Memorizing? Or there is no additive process. You understand what I'm saying? No adding to what you already have accumulated, but rather you are not accumulating, but learning, moving. Probably you have done none of these things, it's all new. So, learning, hearing and seeing is a great art. To see everything as they are, not only outwardly, but especially inwardly. To see things exactly as it is. That's real honesty. In that there is no deception. We're so apt to deceive ourselves, willingly or unwillingly.